Hello, Aries. Here is your reading for February 12th through about the 18th. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. And if you stumble upon this reading at a later date, there may be something in it for you. But let's see what the cards have to say. I'm going to need 3 cards for my Aries, please. And 2 more cards. And 1 more. And what is challenging my Aries? And what is your recommendations? In your recent past energy, you have the Knight of Swords. In your current energy, you have the Empress. In your near future, you have the 4 of Swords. And your challenge for the week is the 9 of Wands in reverse. And what is recommended for you is the Moon. So, the Knight of Swords indicates that in your recent past, you set your mind out to do something and you're doing it. Like, you're going full steam with something. You're very determined. You had some thought, or there's a situation that you're going after and you are just charging towards it. So this could indicate kind of moving towards something quickly as well. Sometimes it can indicate making hasty decisions, but the Knight of Swords always represents to me just really feeling very determined and just knowing what you want and having that energy of like, nothing can stop me. Like, I'm doing it. This is it. There's no turning around. So you're definitely moving towards something in your recent past. And currently, your energy currently is of the Empress. And she's very nurturing. Like, she's all about kind of growth and abundance. So I feel like whatever you were working towards or doing in your recent path, you're nurturing it and you might be starting to see some kind of growth with it. But the growth is steady growth. I always see the Empress as having kind of like steady growth. It's not like overnight, but it's definitely you're starting to see either the fruits of your labor or you're really nurturing something into existence. This could be something new, or this could be some circumstance, business, school, whatever you were, home project that you've been working on for a while, but now you're really pouring more of your time and energy into it to really help it develop. And you're very hands-on, I would say, with the situation. Now, what's coming in for you is the 4 of Swords. And this could indicate you might be taking a little bit of a break. Because I feel like with this Knight of Swords and the Empress, it's very active energy. They're really actively doing something to move a situation or process forward. But I think you might be wearing yourself out a little bit. So you might be taking a little bit of a moment. And sometimes within these breaks, we actually have a moment of clarity. Like, sometimes when I get very stressed out and I'm very bogged down with everything, if I take a break, even though I'm like, I'm procrastinating, I'm not doing anything, I get kind of down on myself, like, I should be more productive, But sometimes within those breaks, I actually work out problems that I was experiencing that I probably wouldn't have figured out if I didn't take the break. So, because our minds sometimes are always processing things, at least mine is. And sometimes, like, I'll be doing something completely different, thinking about something completely different, and then something jumps into my head. Bless you, Jesse. Sorry, the dog. Jumps in my head that what if I do it this way? Or what if I try this way? Or what if I look into this? And then sometimes that actually solves the problem for me. So I think coming in is you're going to be taking a little bit of a break in the near future, which probably may not be a bad thing because you don't want to burn yourself out either. But the 9 of Wands is your challenge for the week. And the 9 of Wands indicates that you're kind of defending yourself. Bless you. Sorry, the dog. Honey, can you please? Thank you. It indicates... Jesse, please. It indicates, the 9 of Wands indicates that you're standing your ground with something. You're defending something. This could be an idea or something that you're doing, a reason why you're doing something, or even just pouring the effort into something and you're tired, you want to take a break, you just don't really know how it's going to transpire, how it's going to move forward, but you're just still doing it. But when it's in reverse, it's almost feeling like you're overwhelmed, like you're not necessarily feeling confident that you can move or continue to proceed in the way that you're working on or proceeding in. So this could indicate that you're just like feeling kind of tired. You're almost like you're kind of worn out, that you might feel that you're not up to task in a way. But what is recommended for you is the moon. Now, to me, because this is recommended for you, I'm seeing it as you don't see the full picture. There might be things outside your circumstances that are influencing the situation and that you don't see, that you don't know about. And sometimes this could even be like, you might not see how you're going to get to point D. You might see, okay, point A, point B. You don't see D, C, or D, but you know somehow you got to get to point D. So to me, this is saying that just have faith. Like, I feel like when you don't see the full picture or you're not entirely sure what the next step entails, I think this is saying just kind of continue on, feel out, and just focus on the immediate step ahead of you for the moment. Because I feel like there might be a lot of fog. And when you have a lot of fog, and you have to go somewhere, you have to just focus on the few inches in front of you at any given moment. So you might just have to have faith that you're headed in the right direction. Don't get worried or don't get too concerned if you can't fully see the bigger picture at the moment. Just have faith and just focus on the few inches of the way in front of you that you can see. And then when you get into those few inches, then focus on the next few inches, if that makes any sense. So just focus on the next step or the things that you absolutely can see currently. Just focus on that, because eventually the moon is going to clear, the fog is going to clear. But I just think there's a little bit of uncertainty, and I think that might be what's wearing you out a little bit. But I definitely think in the future you're going to take a little bit of a break, and that's always good. But currently, whatever you're working on, continue on working on it. And so yeah, don't give up, basically. And if you feel overwhelmed, I think in the future you're going to take a little bit of a break. But I think this break period might be productive for you, because sometimes it's not bad to take a moment. Okay, let's see what else we get for you guys. Okay, we have turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. And black kyanite. Set strong boundaries. Hold on, this little one jumped out by himself on the side. Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. And we have these two. This one we'll take this one as well. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together, and healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So I think this is saying, with the turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. I think the Empress, to me, she's very nurturing. She's very Jessie, sweetheart. Honey, she's very nurturing. She's very giving. She's very, she's caring. She's really pouring her energy. Like, she goes above and beyond for someone or something else because she really wants to see it grow. And I think this is saying that you need to continue whatever this represents for you, even though you're feeling like you may not have the energy to proceed forward, or you just don't really know the next step, or you're feeling a little bit, I don't want to say helpless, but I'm getting an energy of, I don't want to say even disheartened, but you just might not quite know how to move forward, or what I don't want to say what you're doing. I think you know what you're doing, but sometimes things are outside of our control and we don't know how to navigate if we can't see everything clearly. But this is saying just continue to do it. I just think that if you just pour your love into the situation and your energy, but you're doing it from a place of like really wanting to see it grow, and not have like expectations in the long run, but just at this moment, you just want to have this thing, whatever you're doing, blossom. It's going to help you stay renewed and refreshed, and it's going to keep your intentions for it. I don't want to say more pure, but kind of more moment by moment, where you're not really fixated or thinking super long term. You're just like, okay, well, can I get this situation to get a little bit bigger? Can I do this? Can I add this to this thing? Or, you know, if it's more kind of short term goals, every time you hit a little bit of a milestone, it makes you happy because you're like, oh, look at that. It, you know, this happened or this grew. But if you're putting that against like longer term goals, you're always kind of in a sense failing because you're not meeting the longer term expectations. And I think because there's a lot of things that are going on here and might be hidden and you're feeling a little worn out because I think you're pouring a lot of energy into whatever the situation is, I think you just need to take it minute by minute. So, but continue to pour your energy into it. And set strong boundaries could also be you getting in your head or staying out of your own head in a way. Like if you're kind of feeling, okay, well, this is not making such quick progress, or if I need to take a break, that might be a boundary. You might be like, listen, self, I need to take a break every now and then, and that's my boundary. Like I have to be able to do that without feeling that I'm not being productive. So whatever this thing is, you might have to just set boundaries. And if you're feeling like you're overwhelmed, it could be that maybe this represents for some of you really going above and beyond for someone else. You could be trying to do something for yourself, and maybe some people are not really happy about that. So sometimes you just have to like set those boundaries. You'll know for yourself though. Coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. And I feel like that's really going with this Empress energy here. And even the moon. The moon is all about it's all about, okay, honey, please, can you please play with a quieter toy, please? Thank you, honey. So the endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. Now, this is saying, I feel like this is going with the Empress energy. Like she's about kind of growth, and even when you grow something, it changes. It changes constantly because it's still growing, it's still developing. So I think that you're doing something that is changing, and within that you might not see fully how it's going to, the end is going to look, but you're in this period. And it's interesting that you got the Coffin and you also got the Four of Swords, because the Four of Swords is about taking a rest. And if you think like coffins, it's like you rest in peace, like because you're dead or whatever. But I think this also could be saying that if you need a little bit of a break, you know, take a break in the future. Don't get down on yourself if you need a little bit of a moment, because sometimes those moments are actually highly productive. I always, like I said before, I always get down on myself every time I need to take a rest because I feel like I'm not being productive and I have so much stuff I have to do. But sometimes I'm even more productive mentally because I'm working out problems in those rest stages. So when I come back to the situation, I've already worked out certain issues that I was experiencing that if I hadn't taken the break, I might not have thought about the process fully or different ways to streamline certain things. So sometimes these periods are actually very productive. So if you're hitting up some obstacles, maybe take a moment from it. Okay. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Now, I think this is saying give whatever this is a chance. And that I think if you've been kind of hoping for some better situation in your life, I feel like whatever you're working on is really going to be abundant for you, because the Empress, it represents abundance as well. So I think it's going to be very good for you in the long term. You just need to give it a chance and you need to stick with it. And even if you do take a break, that doesn't mean you're not sticking with it. It just means you're taking a moment. And healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And this could be that you just need to forgive yourself. There could be people around you that, I don't want to say it might be pissing you off a little bit, but sometimes you just need to forgive them. You know, it could just be that if you feel that you can't handle all the responsibilities on your shoulder currently, you have to even forgive yourself. You're not superhuman. You're just human. You know, you're an everyday person. Like, we're not always able to do every single task all the time. So if this is feeling like, if you are getting on yourself that you should be doing something or more productive, like you can't always do everything. You know, sometimes we just need a moment. So to me, that healing family issues kind of, it could even be just you need to forgive yourself for not being able to always go full speed ahead, you know. Or there could be something that you need to forgive or let go of that could be kind of also bogging you down a little bit. You'll know for yourself, though. Okay. Let's see. Let's get, hold on a second here. What am I? Let's get a quote for you guys. Okay. Oh. I will let no one walk through my mind with their dirty feet. So I wonder if some people might be getting in your ear a little bit with this situation. And it's causing you to feel like you might not have the energy to go forward. But with the moon, it's always saying that there's things that going on that you don't fully see. But just have faith in the next step. Just focus on the next step. And I'm going to get a little Bob Ross quote for you here today. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Okay. However you think it should be, that's exactly how it should be. And I think this is just saying, remember to just why that you experienced this Knight of Swords. Like, this Knight of Swords came rushing in because he's focused. He's like 150% sure he wants to do something. So I think this is saying that even if you're experiencing this this Nine of Wands reversed energy of like almost like not having the fight left in you, just remember why you started this process to begin with. Because I think the Empress is a really great sign that you're making progress and it's good. You're growing something. You're doing something very beneficial and something that you really care about. But you just need to continue on with the faith. Okay, and let's see what little affirmation we get for you guys today too. Today I will breathe okay, let me start that over again. Today I will breathe. Okay, so there's like a little thing. Oh, no, I just can't. My coffee is not yet kicked in. So let me see. Okay, today I will breathe. Today, as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout. I will consciously breathe with my eyes closed and focus on slowing my inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so I think this is definitely saying, because I feel like you're getting worn out, and I feel like this is really going with the Four of Swords, and even like kind of, if you want to take the coffin as a taking a break moment as well, you might just have to have that, like, okay, you know what, sometimes we need a moment. We need a moment, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's see what Spirit of the Dish we get for you. And you know what, we're going with the Page of Drinks, okay? Because this looks good for me, and I might have one of these today myself. You have the Page of Drinks, which to me looks like the draft beer. I don't have any draft beer, but I do have gin. I might make myself a gin and tonic later. But okay, so the Page of Drinks. And okay, so you have, for your dinner and a movie, you have romance movies and Mexican food. And let me just get myself a little organized. Hold on, let me move this. For the energies you either need to tap into or be aware of, you have Libra. And Libras are kind of about balance. They are very, they like love, money, powers of attraction, but they're very kind of, they like to keep things a little bit more level. And then you have Scorpio, which is about transformation and major changes. You have Uranus here, which is independence and eccentricity. And you have Venus, which is about love, money, powers of attraction. And then you have the 5th and 11th house. So the 5th house represents passion, love, success, creativity, and the 11th house represents originality, humanitarianism, connections, and creative ideas. Okay, so we have Y, E, U, seven, 5, 7, 6. And you have desire, which I think this is saying just continue on with what you desire. Just keep working on what sings to your heart or your heart's desire. Let's see what little charmy we get for you today. And you have a little rocking horse. Now, this represents to me, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a little, you know, the kids' toy where they sit on it and they rock back and forth. But with this thing, how this thing works, if you put, this is always about balancing and kind of managing it effectively, because if you put too much weight or if you rock too quickly one way or the other, you're going to tip over. So I think this is like you're in like a very delicate balancing energy, because I feel like you're very, very busy right now. So I think you're trying to not tip over one way or the other. I think you're just trying to keep it level, or not level, but kind of one way, swaying evenly, so you're not fully wearing yourself out. But in doing that, you might need to take a break a little bit to maintain this, because I feel like this is long term. I think this is not, I know this is for a week, but I think this, whatever the situation is, has been kind of going for a little bit, and I think it's going to be continuing on for a while. So it's not always easy. It's not always easy to maintain a certain flow effectively without getting worn out, but you just always have to listen to yourself as well. Okay, so today we are going to have our special guest back with us. Okay, Aries, think of your question, and here we go. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the greatest, most accurate prediction device running off of batteries. What is the answer to Aries' question?
Ask later when the time is right.
Oh. Oh. He said, ask later when the time is right. Okay, so Mr. Predicto sometimes has like that little like sass of the magic 8-ball, I guess. Like, and he's just, it's not right now. But maybe this means that there's things still up in the air. Things are not fully pinned down quite yet, and there might be still moving pieces going on. Or he just might be feeling really sassy this morning. Well, it is whatever it is. But Mr. Predicto is a man of many words, and those were the words he chose to speak here today. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.